Is this working? Can y'all? There it is. Got it. Cool. Everybody stand up. Stretch. Come on, stand up, stretch it out. All right, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to turn to 3 or 4 people. I want you to give them a big high five. And I want you to, hold on. Now you guys are jumping ahead here. All right. I want you to say, you are a badass and I am badder than you. You're a badass, baby. So this is funny as hell. This happened this morning. So I came down here for a little team meeting, and I'm walking back to the room, and I had one of those. Do you guys ever get irritated, like when someone is in front of you driving, and you know they're texting, or you're walking with somebody and they're texting right, and they're on their phone, you know they're not paying attention, and so you're just sitting there. Well, that was me. I'm sitting there, and I had a thought of what I wanted to share with you today, and I'm literally walking down the hall to my room, and bam, I ran right into the wall. Like, oh my God, is that an eye-opener, right? Because actually I'm sitting there thinking about, how we lose focus and how easy it is to get off track or get knocked off of your game, right? To get someone tries to steal your dream. You've got your goals, your ambitions, everything you've set out before you, and then you just let somebody overnight come in and steal it from you. And, we see that happen a lot in this industry, in building, right? How many of you came here because you want to build? This is a build event, right? Stand up if you came here you want to build. Everybody stand up. So if you've been with eXp for, let's say, 5 years, that's going to get you, Dave, 5 years or more, sit down. All right? We didn't lose many. How about 3 years or more, sit down. 2 years or more. Wow, half the room. 1 year or more. Holy smoke, some of you guys are like spring chickens. 6 months or more. 3 months or more. You guys are all guests, right? You're not here yet. Give these guys a round of applause. That's awesome. There's so many things I'd love to share with you today, and I'd love to get every one of you in the corner and just, share with you the vision of what's happened in the last 9 years since I've been here. And but you truly are walking in the footsteps of giants. And when I say that, there's some of those in this room, but be remiss to not give these guys a hand. Dave and Kristen Kennord, Tom and Marissa Truong, Rob over here. This guy does an amazing job. He's at all the events. Guys, remember, this is not put on by eXp. This is put on by the agents. And I remember the first event that we did kind of like this was in Mexico. And we had 80 agents there. And the room was like the size of that little area over there. And the way I remember it, I think there was one window where you could see outside. I mean, it was like claustrophobic, right? We'd all flown to Mexico to get excited about eXp. We're in this tiny little room. What's crazy is out of those 80 agents, is most of those people are financially independent today. And I think it's because of what happened in that room. I think it's because people made decisions. And you hear it say all the time, big decisions are made at big events. Well, compared to that event, this is a huge event. There's a lot of people here. And so my question to you is, have you made a decision? Have you truly made a decision? Because I can tell you, the business of eXp and the dream of eXp is alive and well. And there's never been a better opportunity to build this business than right now today. And I'm going to share with you why that is here in a second. But before I do that, I want to really, there's been some amazing Brian Moses, you're a rock star, dude. That was awesome. Truly. I mean, everything Jay Kinder said about you is a lie. You're much better than anything Jay ever said about you. No, truly, fantastic stuff. I love getting to know some of you, and I'm sure I'll get to know more of you today. But, there's only one of you. Think about it. Of the billions of people that have been on this planet, no one walks like you. No one talks like you. No one has your fingerprint. No one's ever had your voice. No one's ever had the toenail on your little toe. No one's ever had your dream. And so many times we forget to keep dreaming because people beat us down. Well, you're in a room full of dreamers. You're in a room full of people that want to build. And so before you leave here, I encourage you to get to know at least 5 people really, really well and know their story before you leave, so that when you get home and you're meeting other agents, you can start connecting them with these people. Find other people to connect with while you're here. Because somebody you meet along the way, it's time to go. Someone you're going to meet along the way is going to be just like the person you met here. And you're going to remember that story, and that's going to be the difference in attracting them to eXp. So where are we? What is the state of eXp today? And I was doing some research on this because there's so many disruptors in the world today. We're in a world of disruption. Everybody agree with that? Like we've never seen before. The landscape of everything as we knew it is changing literally like this all the time. And so there's been a lot of books written about this. And there's really 3 stages of, how many of you would agree that eXp was a massive disruptor? It's hard to argue with, right, Dave? I mean, it's never been done before. And so the people that built this in the beginning, the pioneers, the giants, let me tell you something, it was not pretty. You wanted to onboard an agent, you had to do it yourself. Literally. There was nobody to onboard them. You just had to onboard them. You wanted to train an agent, you had to train them yourself. There was no training. But there were a lot of pioneers that had a dream, and they saw the vision. And so this thing began to grow and build, and now all of a sudden, how many agents are we? 88,000. Did you really think we're going to change an industry, get to 88,000 people, and not have any competition? Right? You knew they were coming. So I went online, I did some research. Failed real estate franchises. How many are there? Hundreds. Hundreds. Some of them 30, 40,000 agents. Now they're gone. Bought out, disappeared. But yet some of you are losing an agent to competition, and you're calling me going, oh my God, I can't believe they stole my agent. Like, seriously? Come on. We have competition. We are in what's called the consolidation phase. All right? So you go through disruption. We disrupted the industry. Now we have what? Copycats. They're coming out of the woodwork. We have a few now. We're going to have hundreds. Hundreds. They're coming. But guess what? The great news is we're moving into the third and final phase of disruption. Anybody know what that is? Dominance. Dominance, baby. What's going to happen in the dominance phase? Anybody want to take a guess? It's the end of what? It's the end of the traditional model. It's the end of the franchise model. How many of you think somebody 22 years old, seriously, I have a son, just got his license. I don't know what he's thinking. Just got his license. I said, all right, before you join my team, you got to go interview with 4 people. He's in Austin, Texas. I said, I want you to go in. And so he went and interviewed with Caldwell Banker. He went and interviewed with Keller Williams, Better Homes and Garden, and someone else, I don't remember. He came back and said, Dad, why would anybody want to do that? The kids aren't going to do that. We're a dying breed. That phase is over. They just don't know it yet. But you are uniquely positioned to capitalize on the dominance phase, which right now we're at about 8% of the market. We will go to 80% of the market for the virtual real estate brokerage in the next 10 years. That's millions of agents around the world. So the question is, how many of them are going to be on your team? Do you have it written down? Do you know? How many of you have it written down? A few of you. So don't leave here this week without sitting down. How many of you have a wealth chart? Oh, that's cool. About a third of you. What are the rest of you doing? If you don't have a wealth chart, you're not serious about building this business. The giants that came before you created that. It works. I don't know a single person on my team that's built a big organization like Tom Truong that doesn't have one. I'm pretty sure Dave has one. He probably looks at it every day. Talks to you, right? Middle of the night, you wake up, oh my God, my wealth chart's talking to me. Where is it? It's Kristen. Some of you are going, what the hell is a wealth chart? Brian Moses got a wealth chart. I bet my life on it. He's not even my organization. It's the first time I've ever met him. But he's got, 400 people on his team and growing. Jim Wong, I know he's got a wealth chart. It's your roadmap. Keeps you from running into the wall. Or when you run into the wall, at least you redirect and you know where you're going. So it's important to have a roadmap. So before I leave, how much time do I have? Is this my clock? 7 minutes? All right, cool. So before I leave here today, I just want to give you a few things that I've learned along the way. How many of you want to know some secrets? Just a couple, just tips, tricks. Nobody? Okay, I'm leaving. Come on. Who wants to know a secret? All right, so I'm going to give you a few of them. Master something. If I had to ask you right now, can I walk out here? All right, cool. If I had to ask you right now, what are you master at? What are you a master at? What are you really, really, really good at? What would you say? So many things to master in real estate, right? We all want to be good at a lot of things, but have you mastered something? So if you really want to attract someone, master something. You could take any one thing, master the open house. You become a master of open house, you'll attract so many agents, it's unbelievable. Master YouTube. Mike Sherrard did a pretty good job of that. I don't know how many agents he's got, but it's a lot. 2,000 and something on his team now. What did you master, or what are you mastering now? Write it down. People say all the time, how do you attract people to eXp? What have you mastered? It's really simple. If you master something, they'll find you. Right, Tom? And you'll find your tribe. You need 6 people to bury you. Surely you can find 6, right? And from 6, you build to 60. And from 60, you build to 600. And from 600, you build to 6,000. Everybody write something down? So how many of, this is my favorite thing to teach on because I think it's the thing that people fail out the most. How many of you have, well, first of all, raise your hand if you've actually attracted someone to eXp. Awesome. So every single one of you can build an organization of 10,000 people. You've done it once, you can do it again, and you can do it again, and you can teach somebody to do what you did. That's called the art of duplication. How many of you have been attracting someone, you got this rock star on the hook, you know they're going to join, and then the next thing you know, you never hear from them again? Has that ever happened to you, Dave? No, never. Not going to admit it. Has that ever happened to you, Lisa? Absolutely. Is that frustrating?
Or found out that they joined, but not with me.
Yeah, that's the worst. They joined, but not with me. That's what she said. That's painful, right? All right. This will cure that forever. You ready? Book a meeting from a meeting. Book a meeting from a meeting. We all suck miserably at following up. We all do, because we're busy, right? We think, oh, we're going to get back to it, and then we don't. And then 6 months later, you're like, who was that agent out in California I was talking to? You forgot. And they forgot about you, trust me. Become a master at booking the next appointment with every single appointment that you have. Do not get off the phone, the Zoom, leave the meeting, leave the parking lot, wherever you're meeting, do not leave without booking the next appointment. Get it on the calendar and make sure it's on their calendar. Prioritize it. If you will do that, you will always continue to follow up with people. They'll be on your schedule, and you will have recruits coming in all the time because you always have people looking forward. What happens when you can't book a meeting with them anymore? They're pretty much gone, right? Or you can email them, you can text them, you can try to get back in front of them, but now who's chasing who? Pretty hard to chase people in the business, right? They need to be chasing you. So book a meeting, book a three-way call, book an appointment to show them something. I mean, just anything. Get creative, but introduce them to someone. That's why you want to meet people while you're here. Meet 5 or 6 people that you can book meetings with. So, man, can I introduce some agents to you? You have a great story. It's so easy. Truly, I never was really a great recruiter. I just was a great connector. I let everybody else do the heavy lifting. Now, I'll do the heavy lifting for you because there's no skin off my back if I piss them off. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. But the truth is that point of contact falls when the minute you leave the meeting, and you lose your posture if you don't have the next appointment set. So your only goal in recruiting is to book the next appointment. Stop trying to recruit people. And booking an appointment's easy. So you just have to get creative by asking great questions. Right? What do they want? How can you help them? How can you support them? Where are they in their business? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1, my business is terrible. 10, it's awesome. Scott, I'm a 7, which was what 9 out of 10 people say, right? No, I'm a 7. I say, I'm going to write down what you're going to say before you say it, because you're going to tell me a 7. Great. What would take it from a 7 to a 10? And listen. If you don't know the answer, go, man, I think I know the person that can fix that. Would you mind if we set an appointment for them? What's your schedule look like next Tuesday, 4 o'clock? See if I can get a phone call set up with Gene Frederick. Can you be there? If I can get a phone call set up with Dave Kennord, can you be there? If I can get Tom Truong to show up at the coffee shop and introduce you to Tom, can you make it? Right? And so you're always just booking appointments. It keeps the recruiting easy. That's all I ever did. It's still all I ever do today. I've recruited 42 frontline agents since January the 1st of this year. So yes, I'm still recruiting. And I do it just by booking appointments. I just introduce them to people to the point where they're sick of looking at me. And it's like, okay, I'm going to join because I'm tired of these appointments. I got 3 seconds left. So I didn't get to everything, but I'll just say this in closing. We are in a state of change. We are in maybe the toughest market that most of us have ever seen in real estate. It's not easy. There's a lot of fluctuation. Agents are scared. They're nervous. But every day there's new agents coming into the market. Every day there's a new agent getting licensed in your hometown, right? And so become a resource of hope. Become a resource of connectivity. Become a resource of positivity. You've heard from incredible speakers. You all know what to do. But there's something in between here that gets in the way. And you're a phone call away from some of the greatest giants to ever build a business, and they all want to see you win, including me. Thank you for letting me be here today. God bless you all.